Hello, hello, hello. I'm Erica Lynn, better known as Erica Lynn Speaks.
If I can think about it for a second, learn to live life for the better. I had hard times, got a life coach for depression, got a life coach for depression. Now it's all mine, living days full of hard times. Ekalin, work on your mind, let's get on your grind. Working on the feelings inside, Ekalin got me on the rise.
Ekalin speaks, so the Ekalin speaks, so the Ekalin speaks, yeah, yeah. Ekalin speaks, so the Ekalin speaks, so the Ekalin speaks, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, alright. Looking up and I fell on hard times. Hard times, they changed my mind. Got my head up, looking to the sky. Miss Lynn, she changed my life. Looking up and I fell on hard times. With her unique design. Got my head up, looking to the sky.
Ekalin speaks, so the Ekalin speaks, so the Ekalin speaks, yeah, yeah. Ekalin speaks, so the Ekalin.
Hello, hello, hello. This is your girl, Erica Lynn, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Erica Lynn Speaks podcast. Y'all know how we do it over here. We like to play big or go home. There is no other way to do it, okay? So before we get started on our topic, I want you to make sure that you share this podcast with everybody in your timeline that you think can benefit from transitioning into their purpose. That's what we will be talking about tonight. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so now. This is the year of the YouTube. Let's subscribe. Let's help your girl grow, right? You know, when we work together as a team, oh my God, just imagine what we can produce, what level we can produce it on. So I'm excited tonight, you guys. We're going to be talking about transitioning into your purpose. We're going to have a great time, and I'm excited. And y'all know how I like to do it over here. I like to have fun while delivering some wonderful information for you all tonight, right? So tonight's topic, we will be talking about transitioning into your purpose. See, oftentimes people say, your purpose. Do you know what your purpose is? Do you know what you should be doing? What is the thing that give you that gratification? So it's cool that you say, okay, ask me what my purpose is and all of that. But what if I'm one of those people who don't know how to discover my purpose? And so tonight, I'm going to give you some food for thought, ask you 10 questions that's going to help you arrive and understand what your purpose is. You see, transitioning into your purpose at this time, are you feeling like, do you feel the shift? Do you feel the shift at this time as you begin to say, I want to transition into my purpose? I want to know what my purpose is. So many of us are making major, major, major life changes right now. I mean, oh my God, like new jobs, adjusting to the COVID, just all type of things. And this is bringing us closer to our alignment. See, everything that we go through, it brings you closer to what you was called to. I'm going to say that again. Everything that you go through is bringing you closer to what you are called to. Does that make sense to everybody? It requires us to let go of what we used to be and all that comes with that former identity. You know, the people that we used to be, the person that, you know, let's take somebody who's totally transformed their life or is in the process of transitioning and they no longer want to hang out and party and drink and smoke, right? So how do you let go of that former identity? What if you were an abusive person or a person that was angry or a person that was heavy set? How do you let go of that identity of the person that you used to be so that you can transition into the person that you are now or transition into the person that you are called to be, right? So, what are transitions and why are they important? Well, I had looked up transitions for writing, right? So Deja, she's a writer. Many writers, they have to do what is called a transition. And so one of the examples they had given about writing is going from one tone to a next, or one part of the speech to the next. How do you transition to it? And it says transitions can help reinforce the underlying logic of your paper's organization by providing the reader with essential information regarding the relationship between your ideas. In this way, transitions act as the glue that binds the components of your argument or discussion into a unified, coherent, and persuasive whole. So just like that paper, your transition binds your past and your present together. Your transition says, this is who I used to be. This is what I used to do, but this is who I am now and where I'm going. Like nobody is the same. Nobody stays the same. If you stay the same, then you're just simply not evolving. Like you're not you're not growing as a person. Not saying that anything is wrong with the person that stays the same. Like your authenticity can stay the same, your realness can stay the same, but everybody must change and grow and transition in life. You see, have you ever heard this saying, beginnings are endings and endings are beginnings? So in other words, when you say my life is over, I got fired from my job, I lost my car, I lost my husband, I lost my wife, I lost something, or it's over, this tenure has over. You know, just because something has ended, that means that it was over for that phase. It was over for that portion of your life. It was over for then. Now it's time for your new beginning, right? It's time for you to begin to explore. So, in other words, you're getting a new mate, a new spouse, a new job, a new car. Like, who like new things? Like, tell me, I like new things. Like, men include too, men included me. No, let me stop. But anyway, new things are fun and exciting. But if you're still holding on to something that's old and dead, then you may not have yourself open to receive what's new, right? You may not have yourself open to receive your new beginning. See, you can't take a step forward without taking a step away. So sometimes I used to say you got to step outside yourself to see who you really are. Because if you're looking at things from this angle, then you only can see what's in front of you. But if you step away, you can see all the things that were around you, all the pieces that were put together in order for that space, that time, that era, that place that you were in. So we live in a world that celebrates the step forward, but grieves the step away. Both of these are celebrations. Have you ever heard me say, like, you have to shut down, or I shut down, or I step away? I had to take some time. You know, they say it all the time that when God separates you from everybody and everything, it's just a time for you to begin to work on you. It's a time for you to begin to heal and become whole, whatever that means, whatever that looks like for you. You know, whatever you wanted to go on this weight loss journey, right? Such as I am. I stepped away, but I'm still here. If you notice, I'm face up, right? Because when I begin to do my big reveal, then that's when I'll do it. However, that's my journey. That's my path. What is your journey and what is your path? And if things are not going right in your life, then sometimes you have to step away so that you can get yourself together. Have you ever had a girlfriend that y'all was hanging out all the time and doing stuff, then all of a sudden you would call her and she's busy this weekend, next weekend she's busy, the weekend after that she's available, not available, and then before you know it, so much time has gone by and you look up and you're like, where's my friend? Well, when your friend steps back on the scene, she's bad. I mean, she's cold, okay? Her mind is sharp, her body is sharp, her inner being, she just smiling and happy because she stepped away to take some time to work on her. You can't work on you if you worried about what other people are saying. You can't work on you if you worried about what other people are doing. You, and that particular time, God isolated her so that she can work on the things that she can work on and that she needed to work on. And that's the same with men as well. So this is not just about women, this is people. You know, when you have to go in that place of isolation, You make the best of it. Don't get sad. Don't get depressed. Don't be like, I'm isolated. Just like when COVID hit, all of us was isolated. We was all in the house. We couldn't come out the house. And if we came out the house, we was afraid to talk to our neighbors. We was afraid to talk to our friends. I looked at people like, oh my God, you have the plague. So the question is, what did you do with your time of isolation? Because I know what I did with my time. I started exercising. If everybody know, we did the dance or weigh the pounds every day at 12 noon. I put the video on the flat screen in the living room. I had the headset on and I did, and the camera on me. You guys can hear the music, you can hear the video playing, but you saw me doing those exercise moves. So I tried to make the best out of my time of isolation. I didn't want to come out of isolation 100 pounds heavier, 50 pounds heavier. I had to do what I needed to do. What Nedra says, she says that she had to stay focused. You got to stay focused and you will prevail. Absolutely, Nedra. Absolutely. And Deja says, yes, sometimes you have to step away. Oh my God, in order for you to see what to even understand what your purpose is, right? Because if you steady going forward fast, you missing a lot of things that's beside you, that's around you, that's near you. But when you step away, you see things that was there all along, but you was moving too fast, you couldn't even see them. You had to step away so that you can get focused. All right. Look, I feel like I'm preaching a sermon here, and I'm not even a preacher. So you are growing, refining, and evolving into who you are meant to be and how you are meant to show up at that time. So that's what you're doing. You are growing, refining, evolving into who you were meant to be and how you are meant to show up at that time. I hope that makes sense to somebody out there today. I hope my message today is reaching somebody, because I don't want to just tell you to transition into your purpose without showing you or giving you steps and tools to move into your purpose. And sometimes stepping away, even when things are fine, is the bravest thing that you could do, right? So let me see. I can give you an example. When I launched my brand, I wasn't even branded as Erica Lynn Speaks. When I launched One Step Beyond You, I put everything into it. I didn't have a lot of money. I poured all of my soul and heart into One Step Beyond You. And so when I hired the professionals, the branding coaches, the people that have repeated this process over and over and over and over and over again, I had to shut down for 60 days. For 60 days, I wasn't on social media. For 60 days, I felt like I was missing out on business. For 60 days, I was like, oh my God. And my coach had said to me, take this time to get better. Let's work on you. Let's work on your brand. And I worked really hard redeveloping and rebranding for Erica Lynn Speaks. I didn't make an announcement that I was away rebranding. You know what I did? I just started changing things like my social media. I got a new website. I got new connections. And when I launched 60 days later, I had all my ducks in a row. I had everything, website, branding, bam, everything that you see now. And on top of that, additional to rebranding, my mind got better. Like, wow, like I was on top. See, before I was running around in a circle with a chicken with my head cut off. I got to do this, I got to do that, But then when I got a system, when I got a process, I was like, oh, so now I don't have to answer every call. Oh, you can go to my website if you want to see me, fill out a contact form, schedule a time with me. So that was the bravest thing that I had to do, because I just felt like I was missing out on life. But again, I had to step away in order to see what was wrong. So when I stepped back out here, this is what you see. I stepped away when I was working on losing weight. And now I come back, I kind of feel like a bobblehead with a long face, but it is what it is. That's the part of transitioning. I had to transition from a heavier set woman to the woman I am. You guys should see me. I got dressed before the podcast and I looked in the camera. The clothes that I used to love to wear on the show, oh my God, they so big. So I'm going to be packaging those clothes up and donating them to somebody um, who needs some new clothes, who perhaps are starting their own podcast and they are the size that I used to be. And they need some spiffy, what it got some spiffy duds. Anybody need some spiffy duds? Inbox me. So anyway, I'm going to tell you some examples of purpose. Maya Angelou used to say, my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Ooh, that Maya Angelou was bad. Oh, she was bad. See, her purpose, she understood what her purpose was. Listen, Maya Angelou is no longer here, and her purpose still outlives her. Her purpose still outlives her. You see, to be a coach known as a catalyst for helping people make meaningful change in their lives, that's a purpose. You know that you want to be a coach. You know that you want to be a catalyst to helping people. That's your purpose, but you had to get there. The third example is to find a way to make a positive impact on someone every day. Someone every day. Do y'all know when I walk in the room with women, the first thing I'm doing is saying, hey, queen, hey, beautiful, how can I help you? You know, I go to events, how can I serve you? Even though I'm Erica Lynn Speaks and people serve me, I am never too high or never not in a position that I can't help someone else. Was I always like that? No, because that's my truth. That's something that I aspire to do. So what did I do? I surrounded myself with like-minded women who do that so that I can learn what I need to do, how I need to do it, and put my own spin on it. So now I'm in a place where I'm able to give back, be a supporter of someone else, be in the room and celebrate somebody else's greatness. Y'all know what I'm talking about here. Deja says, your purpose and the things you've done, if done right, will outlive you and become your legacy. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. She is absolutely correct. So now I have 10 questions that we're going to go through, and we should be able to get through all 10 in this podcast. And by the time we get through to the end of these 10 questions, they are to help you to understand yourself a lot better and to help you begin your process of transitioning into your purpose. Y'all ready to go? The first question is, what did I love to do as a child? What did you love to do as a child? Our passions are often rooted in childhood. They can be forgotten as we move through life, conforming to others' expectations and focusing on what we should do rather than what we want to do, right? Think of the things you did as a child that brought you the most joy. How did you spend your free time? So when you take things back to the beginning, you will understand the ending. Some examples. What if you were a person that as a child, you felt like you didn't get the love that you desired from your parents? That you didn't get the compassion, you didn't get the hugs, that you didn't have a parent that just come to you and hug you and say, I love you. So for most of your life, you're going to feel a void, and you're going to go through life trying to fill that void. And in your process of going through your healing journey, perhaps at the end, your purpose is to go and help other young women or other women who has that void, right? That could be your purpose. So understanding your purpose again starts from the beginning. What did you used to love to do as a child? So I know I gave a story of what you didn't have, but what if you were a person that liked to build sand castles or draw, run and play, have a lot of friends, have clubhouses with all the neighborhood kids? And perhaps later on in life, that's going to come back and resurface for you. Because now you got all these people coming to see you speak or to come to your events. Wow, well, you always was a person when you think back to your childhood that was that way. So, again, what did you used to love to do as a child? Jackie says, what did I love to do? Always helping people and giving to children that were less fortunate than me. Oh, that's phenomenal, Jackie. And now you do that as an adult. You guys see, I know Jackie personally. She's always giving. If she has a resource, she's going to provide that resource. If she knows of a job that's hiring, she's going to tell you this job is hiring. If you need some clothes and she has them, she's going to give them to you. So, Jackie, that is kudos to you that you understood the things that you used to do as a child, and you see how that plays a part in your life today, right? So the next one is number 2 is, what activities make you lose track of time? Oh, that's a good one. What activities make you lose track of time? You see, flow is what psychologists call the high energy, highly productive state when people are so immersed in a task or activity that they lose track of time. When activities put you in the state of flow, when activities put you in the state of flow. So, what activities put you in the state of flow? Deja says exercise. So, Deja, when you're exercising, you're so immersed in exercising that you lose track of time. Now, let me tell you, Deja has an Instagram, and I don't know if these videos are on Facebook, but she's a little bitty old thing. And since she's been going to the gym, oh my God, her muscles and her physique is amazing because that is something that she loved to do. She says, yes, I can work out for hours. So the activity that she does that she lose herself in is exercising. So maybe later on in life, she discovers that she wants to be a trainer. Maybe later on in life, she wants to create some videos, some exercise videos from people. This could be something that she utilizes to help discover what her purpose is. Jackie says, what activities make me lose track of time? Watching too much TV. Interesting, Jackie. So watching TV makes you lose track of time. So then you have to ask yourself, in watching TV, are you learning something? Is it relaxing you? Is it helping you move closer or towards your goal? So think about it. Perhaps if you're watching something that's not as educational, include an educational video or movie in your TV watching time. Do something that's going to help you move one step closer to your goal. So there's nothing wrong with watching TV, but just think about how it's helping you. Is it benefiting you in any way? Okay, Jackie? So no, we're going to go to number 3, you guys. These are good. Jackie says it relaxes her because you work a full day, you have a full-time job, and you only thing you want to do is come home. I'm just filling out the words for you, right? But you can put it in the comments section. And I don't know, these are Jackie words for fact, you know what I mean? But it relaxes her, meaning it possibly can unwind her mind after a long day, after dealing with people out in the world all day. And then the one thing you want to do is just come home, put your feet up, watch some TV. Then TV is good. It's exciting. You're like, oh my God. This is like I got engulfed in Power. I couldn't wait to the next episode. So I do understand that you can get lost in watching too much TV. But with me understanding that, I don't really watch a lot of TV. Like I have a TV and I watch like YouTube on my TV because there's all this new fancy stuff that goes on. But I spend most of my time writing and rehearsing. I'm preparing for the job that I want. I don't want to wait to get the job, then prepare for it. So I utilize my time with not so much TV. Jackie says it takes my mind off the chaos of the day. I truly, totally understand. People probably just be getting on your nerves. I hear you tell them, don't get on your nerves. They make you have to go home and watch TV. So we're going to go on over to number 3. If you could wave a magic wand, what growth, change would you want to see in yourself, your community, or the world? So I'll read that again. If you can wave a magic wand, change, what growth or change would you want to see in yourself or your community or the world? So what I'm saying is a magic wand allows yourself to think without restrictions. Don't let perceived limits or the fear of failure get in the way of defining your purpose. How many allow fear to get in their way? Y'all, I can't see y'all raise y'all hands, but y'all can put a thumbs up in the chat box. how 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 many people allow the fear of failure to stop them from moving forward in their life? I'm raising my hand because it's me. You know, Jackie says me. So many of you out here that's watching this podcast, how many of you allow failure to get in your way from moving into your purpose? Now, y'all know in the beginning, I jumped out there. I launched One Step Beyond You. I didn't have all my T's crossed and my I's dotted, but I did it anyway. But then after I got out there and things was going good, then things halted and wasn't quite going like the way that I envisioned them. So I kind of began to get timid. And then I allowed what people to say to me kind of cause fear. So I would be out there, but I would kind of stand on the sideline, right? Or I would push somebody else out there first before I go. That's because I had that fear of failure. But what I'm going to tell you, when it's your time, it's your time. When God says it's time for you to stop standing on the sideline and move forward, it is time for you to stop being on the sideline and take all the necessary steps, push that fear to the side, and understand, grow, develop, love, nurture who you are so that you can walk into your purpose. Jackie says that's her problem, fear. Well, listen. I rebuke that fear in the name of Jesus. Okay? I rebuke that fear because fear does stop a lot of people. I mean, even when you're in school, right? Some people, you could have been a person that studied your booty off for this test. And when you go take the test, you're so afraid of failing, you actually fail. So you could be a person that's good at something, but fear can stop you. Fear, oh my God, fear of failure means that I don't even want to try. Like I'm not even gonna get out here and try because I'm afraid if I try, I'm gonna fail. Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's time to wave your magic wand. Wave your magic wand. Wave your magic wand because fear exists no more. Today is the day. March 9th, 2022. Today is the day that you will no longer allow fear to stop you, but instead use it as a tool to push you past all the things that limited you before so that you continue to grow and move forward in your purpose. So I am looking forward to hearing you guys about what things you discovered about yourself, what purposes that you're going to walk into. All those who listen to this, make sure when this podcast is over, share it with somebody that you know is struggling. They may be struggling with understanding what their purpose is, but we're gonna get past that. We're gonna knock out the naysayers. We're gonna knock out the fear, and you're gonna understand and discover and walk into your purpose. Today, on March 9th, is the day that you're going to discover what your purpose is. And we're gonna move on to question number 4, okay? Deja says, speak, Miss Erica Lynn. Listen, I am not a preacher, right? But when I learned how to speak, who did I study after? I've listened to Les Brown, I listened to TD Jakes, I listened to a lot of preachers and pastors along with a lot of great speakers. So I was like, I was caught in the middle. I didn't know if I wanted to be a speaker or a preacher. But then I had to understand that I can't have fear of what somebody else say I should do, or what somebody else or who somebody else say I should be. I'm just going to understand and discover who I am. And I had to discover who Erica Lynn is along the way. I didn't have all the answers from the beginning, just like many of you all don't have all the answers from the beginning. That's right. Jackie said, that's right. I listened to Pastor Leon McDonald III. Oh my God. And is a phenomenal preacher, but he's an excellent speaker as well. And I remember our conversation that he and I had. He says, I can't wait until you discover your voice. And I was like, what do you mean discover my voice? I used to be like, the person that you see now, the calm person who can deliver something with a powerful punch without having to raise my voice or yell and scream, this woman didn't exist. But I discovered this woman along the way in my journey. So what I'm saying is you guys might not have all the answers in the beginning, but don't allow failure. Don't allow things to stop you from discovering your purpose. Continue to walk. March 9th. Y'all gonna walk. I want to hear what your purpose is. What you learned about yourself in the process of going to discover what your purpose is. Deja says, yeah. Brianna, I overanalyze. What'd you say? I overanalyze a lot too much. Yeah. And sometimes when you think too much, you can get in your own way. Have you ever heard of you get in your own way of your blessing? Because you thinking A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then the boat done rolled on past while you still trying to analyze what it is. Sometimes you got to just jump out there and don't be afraid. So number 4 is what causes you to bubble with energy and excitement? What causes you to bubble with energy and excitement? So what I'm saying is, now, before I tell you what it says, I still have coaches, right? I'm coaching clients. I have financial coaches doing financial literacy, steady learning, getting better at my speaking. And my homework from my coach was, what is it like what feeling do I get whenever I do something or achieve something or experience something? So for example, when I'm sad, what feeling do I get? When I'm happy, what feeling do I get? When I feel like I lost weight, what feeling do I get? And I have to write all of these things down. And so sometimes in order to understand the root cause of something, you have to write down things where you at now in order to discover what caused it or where you were, right? Because oftentimes we can be in a place, we look up and we in a place that we don't recognize, and you go, dang, how did I even get here? Write all of that down. Write down the place and space and time that you at now so that you can begin to discover how you got there. So what causes you to bubble with energy and excitement, right? So in discovering your purpose, what makes you happy? A true purpose energizes you because it taps you into your true passion. It is the emotion that ultimately drives action. Don't think about what you should do. Focus on what excites you. What excites you? Deja, what excites you? You see, if you focus on what makes you happy, what excites you, like Jackie, she likes to help people, the less fortunate. That excites her. That make her happy. You know, she could open up a home for the less fortunate. She could open a nonprofit for the less fortunate if that excites her. So I'm asking you, what causes you to bubble up with energy and excitement? This is another thought question that ultimately will lead you to discovering what your purpose is. So Jackie says, when I can transport people where they want to go, it's the transportation business for me, being able to help people. So in other words, Jackie don't want to see nobody out on the bus cold. Y'all, we from Michigan. She don't want to see Nobody walking up and down the street shivering because they cold, or in the summertime when it's too hot and you can't breathe and you want to pass out. That makes her excited to transport you from point A to point B. I mean, wow, that's amazing. You know, uh, Jackie, that is a true talent. So I'm going to tell you guys something, and I forgot to play this because I need to play this so you can understand. We're talking about today what, like, transitioning into your purpose. And in transitioning into your purpose, there's a lot of things that you're going to discover about yourself, which we are doing now. So I got this 1 minute interlude I want you guys to listen to, because it plays a factor in what I'm saying today and what you're going to go through. So I'll push play. And if you guys can't hear anything and the audio is bad, please put it in the comments section. Just let me know. But here we go. Your purpose in life is not always known, so please repeat after me. Today I will discover what my purpose is. I will not only discover my purpose, but I will walk into my purpose. When I discover things about myself, I will not run and not get scared. I will play big in my life. I will show up in my purpose. I will show out in my purpose. And I will be happy to play full out. When you are going to do something big, bold, and life-changing, it is important to look at oneself. It is imperative that you deal with your past or any issues that you may have faced. You see, you guys, that's the intro to the spoken word piece I did, Motivating into Your Purpose. And if you guys want to hear the rest of it, you can go to Erica Lynn Speaks on YouTube or to my website, ericalynnspeaks.com, so that you could hear the full piece in its entirety. But I played the intro because it is what it says. When you're going through the journey of discovering your purpose or who you're called to be, you are going to discover some things about yourself that you may not like. You may discover some things about yourself that you absolutely love, but that's the beauty in it in itself, discovering who you really are. Because when you discover who you really are, that's when that's when and how you know who you can help and how you can help someone else. Brianna says, the growth of my daughter, the compliments I get as a mother from the outlook of my child, scratching off my goals, being the person people can come to vent, etc. You know, Brianna, that is true. First of all, I commend you for being a wonderful mother. You know, you're setting an example because you're teaching your daughter how to be a mother when she grows up. And for you to go all in to give it everything that you got, that is phenomenal. You know, and in that process, you're not allowing being a mother to stop you from going after your goals, right? You're not allowing being a mother to stop you from doing the things that you need to do or that you want to do in life. So being that person that other people can come to, that's your gift. That's a gift. I mean, that's a true gift, because I'm telling you, I can't go to everybody. I can't tell everybody my business. I don't feel comfortable talking to other people about everything. So that is a true gift. And when you begin to nurture, grow, and develop that gift, God is going to take you to a level that you have never seen before. So my word to you is continue to nurture, grow, and develop your gifts and continue to walk into your purpose. Right? Okay, Brianna? Jackie says she loves that intro. Thank you, Jackie. We're going to go to number 5 so that we can you know, I don't want to keep you guys all night. We got 20 more minutes to go. And so I want to make sure that I get these points out so that you guys, and if you go back and watch this podcast when it's over, Write these 10 questions down and really truly think about these questions so that when you write your answers that you can see your pattern, or you can see your trajectory, or you can see where you're going. Brianna says yes. Okay, Brianna, I want to make sure that you heard me. So number 5 says, what would you do? What would you do with with your time if you had no limits? Ooh, that's like that song, No Limit Soldier. I don't know the words right. But what would you do? What would you do with your time if there were no limits? If there was nothing holding you back, if there was nobody telling you no, if you had all the money or all the things that you wanted, what would you do with your time if you had no limits? Put that down in the chat box. So don't focus on an ideal job. Focus on how you would choose to spend your time if there was nothing holding you back. So I'm telling you, if nothing was holding me back, I definitely wouldn't be saying I want to work for someone else, or I want to grow their company. I will continue to grow my company. Jackie wants me to repeat the question. The question is, what would you do? What would you do with your time if there were no limits? What would you do with your time if you had no limits on time, right? Most of us be like, oh my God, like it's 24 hours in the day, right? I wish that, how many times people said, I wish there was more hours in the day. I know I say that, right? But when I talk about time, I'm just not talking about one day. I'm talking about time, years, decades. Like, what would you do um with your time if there were no limits on it? If there was nothing stopping you back or holding you back, like what would you do? I want to hear. Let me tell you what I would do. If I had no limits on time, what would I do? First of all, I would schedule, the first thing that I would do, I would schedule a tour, around the world tour, and I will go around the world speaking on platforms all over the world, no matter how long it took me. But I would grace different countries, different stages, just because I want that experience, just because I want to meet other cultures and other people. If I had no limits on time, Erica would be out of here. Erica would be out of here. Like, where would you guys be? Because I'll be gone. But in this time and in this season, I'm working on it. So that is a goal. But if I had no limits or nothing stopping me, like having to work or actually pay bills or just the obligations that I have, I'll be gone. And I know Jackie probably was working on that question. And we'll go to question number 6. But seriously, think about it. What would you do? Because all of this is in the discovery of discovering who your purpose is. So when you on that path of discovering what your purpose is, like we're talking about the thing, that passion, that thing, what would you do if you didn't have anything stopping you? If there was no limit on time, what would you just enjoy doing over and over and over and over and over and over again? Like you could just do it all day. You know, when I played the violin with Ezema, which is the famous violinist. She's able to take things like Bach and Chopin and other old pieces and modernize them, right? I mean, the sister is bad, okay? And I had an opportunity to research her and listen to some interviews. She was on the Tamron Hall show being interviewed. And as a child, she studied music, but her parents had put her into medicine. So she began going to college for medicine. And I believe she said she was like 2 years in or 3 years in school for medicine. So she realized, like, this is this not my path. This is not my purpose. This is not what I want to do. And her parents, of course, because her parents are German, or like her mom is German or her dad is German. I'm not sure which one. But they weren't unhappy. They were unhappy that she wanted to quit school. And so now she has played with Beyonce. She's played with a lot of the rappers. I mean, the sister is bad. Okay. She's played with your girl, Erica Lynn. Okay. But if she had kept doing something that she didn't love, which was medicine, she would have missed out on her purpose, because her purpose is that violin and how it changed the game and how it changed lives and it changed the world. So if you can Be on a trajectory of doing something that you really don't love, that's not bringing excitement to you and purpose to you, my best advice to you is to begin to discover and understand what you were called to do. Because nobody wants to get up every day and go to work and be unhappy. If you went into a job, you just like, I hate being here. I hate these people. I hate it. Well, you in the wrong field, or you with the wrong people, or you doing the wrong thing. So discover. It's time to discover. March 9th. It's time to discover. Jackie says she will purchase she will purchase my coaches, meaning her buses. She want to purchase buses. Okay, y'all. So we got an investor out there watching this podcast. And Jackie is a driver and she wants to help other people. Go into her DMs or reach out to me. I'll connect you with Jackie. She want to get coach buses to provide transportation for individuals. She also says, work relentless on my business, the Q Line executive chauffeur service. Okay, so so now she want to help the less fortunate. She want to get coach buses, and she want to build her chauffeur, her executive chauffeur service. All right now, Jackie. And Brianna says, I would do a few things. Have resources and seminars for women with postpartum. Oh, I like that. I will build up my own business and businesses. And I want to start to give my daughter when she turned, that you wanted to start to give your daughter when she turns 16. Brianna, we have to talk. We have to talk. Let's see if we can connect, and I can see how I can help you at least get started on your journey. Okay, because that's the one thing that I had to understand in growing and walking into my purpose. God put me here, not just for me, but for me to help his people. And when I begin to understand that, then I begin to understand how to move forward in my steps. And it opened the door to make my purpose just become even more exciting and to grow even more. I'm excited. So we're going to go to question number 6. If you knew you were going to die 1 year from today, how would you spend that year? Ooh, okay. This is a good one. I know y'all feeling this one. If you knew you were going to die in 1 year from today, how would you spend that year? There is nothing like a sense of urgency to help prioritize what is truly important. So I have a friend that says that to me, Erica, you don't move unless your back is up against the wall. When your back is up against the wall, then you come out like a lioness. You come out roaring. You going after everything you want. But just imagine if I had that same stance, that same energy, that same movement without my back being up against the wall, and I move like that every day. Just imagine what I can accomplish. So what would you do? Deja says that. What you got? Okay, Deja says traveling to all the places I've never been with the people I love. Oh, I'm going to, girl. I'm gonna go with you. We're gonna go together. And Brianna says, I quit. Let's live and cross everything off my bucket list. This is okay. I like that, Brianna. And Jackie says, spend all the time I can with my grandchildren and take them on all on the road in the RV. I'm coming too, Jackie, because I like camping and RV, and I got all the equipment. You ain't even got to buy nothing. You just provide the RV. I'll bring the equipment. That's wonderful, you guys. And so for the listeners who are watching the podcast and you joined us late, still put your questions, the answers to these questions down in the comments section, because I still will respond to you even after the podcast ended. That's phenomenal. So we're going to go on to question number 7. What are the greatest challenges you've overcome in your life that you are most proud of? Well, it may be that your purpose is connected to helping others overcome similar challenges. So it is said that when you go through something, you use what you've gone through to reach out and help somebody else. Or what if you are a person that had to go through your healing journey, right? And you were broken and sad, right? And through your healing journey, you discovered your purpose. And then when you saw some other woman or individual hurting, the first thing you say is, "Oh, I recognize that pain. I recognize that hurt because I've been through it." So what do? You reach out, you extend that kind hand, and you say, "Let me help you." And you begin speaking to them. So the one thing that you're able to give them that somebody else gave you is experience and knowledge and love. So that's phenomenal. So the question is, what are the greatest challenges you've overcome in your life that you are most proud of? So my greatest challenge that I've overcome in my life that I am most proud of is I was in an abusive marriage, um, two abusive marriages, and I have took that abuse and it was embedded in me. So I was afraid of everything. I was afraid to be at home by myself. I was afraid of failure. I was afraid of success. I was afraid of my own shadow. Somebody walked past me, I would jump. I was just afraid. So now the challenge that I overcame, I'm not afraid. I was afraid of being on the camera. I'm not afraid. So one of my greatest challenges is I took all of that stuff that I went through, the abuse, pain, hurt, drugs, sex, alcohol, being promiscuous, all of that. And I took all of that experience. And when I stand on stage and I talk to these women and I be very transparent and share my story, through my story, it blesses and helps someone else. So, again, what are some challenges that you overcame and that you're most proud of? So, we'll go on to number 8. What do you want your legacy to be? What do you want your legacy to be? Considering how do you like others to remember you and uncover what is most important about you? What do you want your legacy to be? So, what I want my legacy to be is this. Erica Lynn Speaks was a woman who had a lot of adversities growing up, from being touched by a neighbor, from running away from life, running and running and running. I mean, I ran a long time, um, from being abused, from abusing myself. Look, I had been abused so long, low self esteem, I started abusing myself. But through all my adversities, through everything I went through, I'm right here, right now. I'm standing. I'm standing, God. I'm standing, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm here. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I'm loved. So I want my legacy to be that I pour out so much love to other individuals. See, through my pain came my purpose and my love that I pour out to you guys every week, through the people that I see one on one, just anybody that I meet. I always smile. Everybody's like, I always smile. They gonna say, "Hey, Erica Lynn, she always smiling." So, what is it that you want your legacy to be? We're going to question 9. If you had unlimited resources, time, money, people to help, how would you use them? Interesting. Remove all the barriers and focus on what you really want. So the last question must have been good because it took Jackie a minute to type it. Let me see what she said. I would want to be remembered by always opening her door to people who need a place to stay, always helping others. Amen, Jackie. Can I come over? Yes, Jackie, that's really good because I remember when my son, he turned 21 on Tuesday. She said, "Yeah, I could come over." He turned 21 yesterday. So, I no longer have any babies. I have a 21-year-old, a 23-year-old, and a 27-year-old. And when my 21, when he was like 16, 17, and he was giving me hell. He was giving me the flux. And Jackie would be right there with me, like, helping me, talking to him, trying to like get through those crazy teens that he was going through, the things that he was struggling with. So she was right there. So Jackie, I love you and thank you, girl. And your baby is 21 years old now. He is not a man, he's not a baby no more. Hey, look, I realized that when I filed my taxes and I couldn't file them no more. We'll go on to question 9 and 10, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. If you had unlimited resources, time, money, people to help, how would you use it to help them? And like Jackie said, she would help she would provide, I'm sure, food, transportation services, all of that. Deja, you just gonna exercise people to greatness, right? You can file him until he's 26. Yeah, well, he don't live with me no more. He doing his own thing. I let him take his own money, and whatever he do with it is what he do with it. That's all right. So how would I use them? How would you use your resources? Remove all barriers. I just was help as many people as I can. I would do more than just giving away the clothes in my closet because I'm losing weight. I would have, like, at my conferences that I have every year, I would have a segment or a day set aside to help those women that come to the conference that might need financial help or that might need clothes, kind of like the jackets for jobs. Like, I would intertwine that in some kind of way in my conference. So if some organization or some women's group want to work with me on the conference that we do every year, inbox me. Let's get together and see how we can make it all work, because I do want to be a blessing to as many people as I can. And we're going to do the last question, last but not least. What goals are you most determined to achieve? We become tenacious when focusing on a meaningful purpose. I'm getting tongue twisted. On a meaningful purpose. What goals are you most determined to achieve? So all if you guys notice, all throughout these 10 questions, all of these 10 questions are based upon what you want, what you need, what you want to accomplish, and they're going to help you get there. So Jackie says that I always wanted to have a homeless shelter, but it has to be structured where they can gain employment skills, learn how to become stable. Oh, that's phenomenal. And Jackie, when you get that homeless shelter, I'll come and I'll speak and mentor some of the women. No matter how big I get, no matter where I go to or move to, always reach out to me, and I'm going to come back and donate my time and help you with this women's shelter and help motivate these women in discovering their purpose. Because while they learn the skills, they're going to need some uplifting and some motivation. So what goals are you most determined to achieve? So the one goal that I'm most determined to achieve is I still have 60 more pounds to go. And I know I lost a lot of weight, but I still have 60 more pounds to go, because technically through the BMI index, I'm still considered obese. But that's not Black people standards. I'm just going to tell you, like, it's a good thing to have a big button smile, right? But the one thing that I most want to achieve is I want to get the largest group of women together. And I want to pour into them for a whole weekend of activities and things. And at the end of this weekend, I want them women to walk out and says that they got what they came for. They know what their purpose is, and they're ready to walk into their purpose. Right? Does that make sense to everybody? So I am so excited. This was phenomenal. Catrice has to say, hey, Catrice. Catrice says, I would like to save enough money to quit nursing and get into flipping homes and real estate. I would like to buy my second property in the next 2 years. Well, Catrice, it can be done. My best advice to you will be surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are doing what you aspire to do. So they have already laid the path out. They've already walked that path. So align yourself with these individuals, and they're going to kind of give you a cheat sheet, so you don't have to go through a lot of woes and falls, because they don't went through it already. So they're going to guide you, like, you could do this or you can't do this, and blah, blah, blah. So align yourself with other like-minded individuals so that they can show you the path that they took, and then you can pick what what best work for you. Does that make sense? Jackie says she wants to lose 80 pounds, sponsor the biggest feed the hungry drive, build my business to greatness. Amen. Okay. Okay, Jackie. 2 snaps and a twist. Listen, it hurts to lift my arm, right? Because I did biceps and triceps. So I can't even snap my finger because this part back here hurt. I'm trying to, how we had an Oprah thing. Man, oh, it hurts trying to get rid of that sucker. And if I can get it right before I lose all the weight, it will prevent my skin from being all the way down here. So anyway, this was a great show, you guys. Oh my God. You guys were an awesome audience. Just fantastic. And like I said, if you just joined the podcast, rewind it, go back and watch it from the beginning, write all 10 questions down and take some time by yourself and really answer these questions on more in depth. And hopefully by the time you get to the end of these 10 questions, it would have been better for you, helping you to discover your purpose so that you can walk into your purpose. Now, all the month of March, we're going to be talking about discovering your purpose, how to elevate through your purpose, how to move. Today, we was transitioning into your purpose. So I'm going to have some fantastic guests on the show. Next week, we're going to, my assistant didn't tell me the name of the guest next week, but we are going to have the famous Nicole Roberts on the show. Oh, that sister is bad. She can definitely tell you how to walk into your purpose and move to the next level. And then we're going to have Pastor Barb close out the month of March, and she's going to take you there. Y'all know, oh, let me tell you, I just came back from a conference Pastor Barb did, Passion, Power, and Purpose. Okay, so that's the sister that's going to show you how to have the passion that you need to pack a powerful punch while you discovering your purpose. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, Jackie, I will inbox you after the show. I have a client at 9:00, so I'll inbox you before I start with my client, and we can move forward. This was such a great show, you guys. I'm so excited. I love you all for watching Erica Lynn Speaks podcast. We're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live on Facebook channels with the S and YouTube, Erica Lynn Speaks. If you have not subscribed to Erica Lynn Speaks on YouTube, do so now. This is the time. I'm speaking it in existence. I want to grow my YouTube channel. And if y'all work with the sister, y'all can help me grow my YouTube channel. So I'm excited about it. It was phenomenal. This is a great show. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. When you really take the time to get to know who you were, the things that you like, the things that you did, and understand how that path of who you were, how that path can take you on the road of discovering what your purpose is. And in that process of discovery, you're going to get a feeling that you have never felt before. It's like this gushy stomach, right? Like it's gushy and all up in the inside, but you're going to be so excited to wake up in the morning to go and do the thing that you were called to do. When you super tired and exhausted, you jump up because this is the one thing that you love. When somebody is trying to take you on another path, you say, no, that's not my purpose because I know who I am. I know who I was called to be, and you're going to stand your ground. Not that you can't experience other things, but you know who God called you to be. So don't allow fear of failure to stop you. Don't allow other people who don't have a freaking clue or idea who God destined you to be. Always put one foot in front of the other and keep walking until you understand your power, your purpose, your passion, who God called you to be. So that's my time. I'm Erica Lynn. I'm going to play the ending of Motivating Into Your Purpose. And again, if you guys want to hear the full piece, just go to my YouTube channel and it's called Motivating Into Your Purpose. I love you guys. And always remember to take one step beyond you into discovering who or what your purpose is. God bless you guys. I will see you next week. Begin to embark on your next journey. In your life, there is some things you must do. Just remember, whatever has happened in your past separates you from your future. So please take peace with you while you on your walk. Love yourself unconditionally. The happiness that you feel inside, no one can take from you. The inspiration you gain from watching the walk that you took. The courage you displayed, no one can shake. The steps you took, they were there to guide you. When the road gets tough and life comes at you, then you do what you do best, and you stand up and fight. Don't let nothing get in your way. When you look back at the journey you took, just remember, it only took just one step beyond you. God bless you. This is Erica Lynn. This podcast was brought to you by EricaLynnSpeaks.com. Sign up for your free consultation today at EricaLynnSpeaks.com/work with me. And just remember, it only takes just one step beyond
Beyond you. I say Erica Lynn Speaks.